All right, today we are working on numerical expressions. If you have the Glencoe series, we are on page 441. Our objectives today, we are going to be working on order of operations and how to complete and find the answers to questions involving more than one operation. They start us off with this real world link where this table shows different snacks at a concession shop. And it shows that somebody wants 3 popcorns, 4 hot dogs. Apparently somebody's really hungry. Morning, Char. For popcorn. Popcorn is how much, each one is how much. If you look at the price list, it shows that popcorn's $2. So how much is 3 popcorns going to be? Let's see, we got $2, $2, $2, 2, 4, $6. Hot dogs are $4 a piece. 4, 4, 4, that's 4, 8, 12, $16 in hot dogs. By the total cost of buying 3 boxes of popcorn and 4 hot dogs, what is 16 plus 6? If you said $22, you are on the money. I'm very, very smart. All right. So far, not so tough. Just figuring out how much hot dogs and popcorn cost. It's a life skill you need when you take the girls to the movies. All right, what operations did we use? We could have used a couple things. We could have added, right? We could have said 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6. We could have multiplied, and then we added the two totals together, right? So I would say we did addition, adding, and multiplying. And what mathematical practices did we use? Definitely we used our math tools. I don't think there was a lot persevering with that, honestly. I guess we could say we made use of structure, because we had to make use of what they had. And attend to precision, because if we don't multiply and add right, we're going to have the wrong amount of money, right? I don't think really using repeated reasoning. I mean, I guess you could if you're saying adding 2 plus 2 plus 2, but it's up to you. If you want to circle that one, feel free to. All right, the meat and potatoes of this lesson is about order of operations. Now, I'm not sure if you guys did this in elementary school. For order of operations, you need to take these notes down, so grab your notebook out if you don't have it. You're going to simplify expressions inside the parentheses. So anything inside a group of parentheses has to go first. Find the value of all the powers, meaning the exponents. That's the lesson we did prior to this. Then multiply and divide. If you have both, you go left to right, read it like a book. Then you add, subtract, and if you have both, left to right, read it like a book. Okay, a numerical expression like 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4 is a combination of numbers and operations. The order of operations tells you which one to perform first in that expression. Okay, an expression doesn't necessarily have to have a letter in it. An expression can just be that. Okay, but you need to know what order to do those things in. So they give you this good example here, 10 minus 2 plus 8. You have adding and subtracting, and you're going to want to do subtract first and then add. And there's a couple ways to remember this. A lot of people remember it by, actually I'm going to move down before I write it. I'm going to go over this example right here. 4 plus 3 times 5. There's no groups in parentheses. There's no exponents. So you're just going to multiply, because that comes first, and then add, subtract. And they only have adding. So they multiplied 3 times 5, and then last they added 4. And they got 19. 2 ways to remember this. A lot of people remember PEMDAS as one word. I was always taught the acronym, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's just how I was taught in elementary school. Whatever way works for you, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS. This is the order. The P stands for parentheses. The exponent stands for a little number. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Okay? Might not be able to read that too easily. So let me rewrite down here. Make sure you have this in your notes. Parentheses. Anything in parentheses. Then exponents. Then multiply, divide, add, subtract. Remember, if you have both, multiply and divide, read left to right. If you have both and subtract, read left to right. Okay? So this one we have 10 plus 2 times 15. And what comes first in this order? Multiplying. So we have to multiply first. Multiply these two. 15 times 2, or 2 times 15. You get 30. Next, all we have left is add, so 10 plus 30, 40. Now, if you don't do it in the right order, you will get a completely different answer. 10 plus 2 is 12, and 12 times 15 is way more than 40. So keep that in mind. If you do it wrong, it's going to come up with a way off answer. All right, this one, we've got 16 divided by 2 times 4. Now we have multiplying and dividing, which it states multiplying comes before dividing, but remember, if you have both of these, read left to right. So we're going to divide first. 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 8 times 4 is 32. So you should get 32 for that answer. If you have, the only ones that can go out of order from PEMDAS is the adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing. Those are the only two that if you have both, you read left to right. Okay. Expressions inside a group of symbols are simplified first. So you do anything inside parentheses first and find the value of the power of 2 before you can add the expression inside the parentheses. So they give us this example of this whole nightmare right here. 20 divided by 4 plus 17 times 9 minus 6. You have to do the 9 minus 6 first because it's in parentheses. Okay, so 9 minus 6 is 3, so they rewrote it. 20 divided by 4 plus 17 times 3. Now you've got dividing and multiplying and adding. So remember, if you have multiplying and dividing, you read left to right. So they did 20 divided by 4 and they got 5. Then they rewrote it. 5 plus 17 times 3. It's a lot more work to rewrite it, but honestly it's a lot easier to get it correct. So then, now you got adding and multiplying. Multiplying comes first. 17 times 3 is 51. Then you add at the end and you get a total of 56. For the next example, they gave you a exponent. And they have 3 times 6 to the second power plus 4. So you have to figure out the exponent first because you don't have parentheses. And the next one in PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, is exponents. So they did that for you. 6 times 6 was 36. And they rewrote it 3 times 36 plus 4. Then they did multiplying. 36 times 3 got 108 plus 4, and they got a final answer of 112. All right, the next one they gave us to do on our own, and they kind of gave us boxes to help us out. 5 plus parenthesis 8 to the second power minus 2 times 2. We have to do that parenthesis first, and what's inside the parenthesis is an exponent, so that has to be done first. So 8 to the second power is the same as 8 times 8. And what is 8 times 8? 64. So now we have 5 plus 64 minus 2 times 2. We still have parentheses, so now we have to do the parentheses next. 64 minus 2 would be what? 62. Now we got 5 plus 62 times 2. Well, we got adding and multiplying. What comes first? Right, multiply. So 62 times 2, 124. And then 124 plus 5. 129. Okay, it takes some getting used to. Make sure you have PEMDAS written in your notes, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, so that you know what order to go in. If you know what order to go in, it's not that difficult to do. But if you don't, you're going to get the wrong answer every time. All right, let's do these together. 25 times 5 minus 2 divided by 5 minus 12. First thing we have in PEMDAS, I'll write that again down here, is parentheses. And we have parentheses. So 5 minus 2 is, 5 minus 2 is 3. So now we have 25 times 3 divided by 5 minus 12. Okay, now we have multiplying, dividing, and subtracting. We look here, we don't have exponents, so multiplying and dividing is next. Read left to right. So 25 times 3. What's 3/4? 25 is like 25 cents times 3. Well, how much would that be? 3/4. Yeah, 75 divided by 5 minus 12. Okay, now we can divide 75 divided by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. So we get 15 minus 12. So everything that I eliminate, I did these, it came down here. So the parentheses came down to here. Then the division came down to there, or the multiplying came down to there. Then the division came down to there. Now subtraction, 15 minus 12. Your final answer of all that mess would be 3. Okay. 24 divided by 2 to the third power plus 4. We have a parenthesis. We have to do that exponent inside the parentheses. So 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So now we have 24 divided by 8 plus 4. Okay? They didn't get rid of the parenthesis. It just got rid of the exponent part of it. Now we can do the parenthesis. What's 8 plus 4? Good. 12. So now we have 24 divided by 12. And that's the only thing we have left. So 24 divided by 12, what is that? How many 12s can you get out of 24? 2. So your final answer is 2. So over here for letter C was 3 and 2 for letter D. So out of all those numbers, you came down with one little single digit just by doing order of operations. Remember, parentheses, then exponents, multiplying and dividing, and if you have both, read left to right. Adding and subtracting, and if you have both, read left to right. Alright, let's take a look at our expression here. Write an expression for the total cost of 5 lotions, and they actually did that for you. And it shows here that 5 lotions, 2 candles, 4 lip balms, find the total cost. So they multiplied, they had 5 lotions times $5 a piece, 2 candles times $7 a piece, 4 lip balms times $2 a piece, and so they did. Then they changed it to 5 squared. Why they didn't just do 5 times 5, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that step, but you do all your multiplying first. So you do the 25. 2 times 7 is 14, 4 times 2 is 8, and then you add those numbers together to get a total of 47. Alright, Alexis and her 3 friends are at the mall. Each person buys a pretzel for $4. So there's 4 friends times $4. 4 friends plus 4 friends times $1 for the sauce, and plus 4 times $2 because they wanted to drink. So we're going to do all the multiplying first. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 4 times 1 is 4, plus 4 times 2 is 8. Now we just got to add up these values. I know it's a little dark. 16 plus 4 plus 8. So 16 plus 4 is what? 20 plus 8, it costs them $28. Okay, I wouldn't have written all these steps out. This is a lot of steps to write for that answer. You know you have to multiply how many times the money, and add those values together. So I would have written it this way and saved myself a lot of work. Alright, we're going to do guided practice coming up next.